Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kurt, aka the Vetruvian Gamer, and today I will begin with my playthrough of Legendary Encounters, an Alien Deckbuilding game. Well, so it's a game you asked for on my geek list, where you can vote for which game I will be doing next. So this one had the most votes, I'm sorry. And well, I am not sad to do this because I love this game. It's my favorite deck builder, I think. There are a lot of great deck builders, but this one is my favorite for now. So let's start by setting this game up. So maybe you haven't played this game yet and it might be nice for you to see it. So we have this player board, which is not a player board, but is some kind of mat, very nice material. It's very fun to play on. It looks great, so nice quality. And well, the first thing we will do is to see which avatars or which heroes or characters we will be playing this game. I will be doing a two-player version of this game because there is some rule about coordinating that I want to show you as well in this run-through. So let's start with that, and therefore we have these cards. We have 10 roles here, and each role has their avatar and their special... this one is an avatar and their special ability card, which goes into the deck as well. So 10 characters, so we will choose them randomly, which we'll be playing in this game, and we will be using a 10-sided die for this, of course. So I'm going to roll it twice. And let's see, that's a 6 and it's an 8. So 6 and 8, let's see. So that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have the scout, that's number 7, and number 8 is the researcher. Alright, so those are the two people we will be playing with, and the other cards can go away. So let's take a closer look to our two characters. So first of all we have the scout, and the scout starts the game with the reconnaissance in his deck. So I will show you that after this. And you can see two numbers here. 5 is his defense and 10 is his life, how many wounds he can get before he dies. This one we will not be using the defense because for the advanced game in which there's a possibility one of these characters will turn into an alien himself. But I won't be doing that because it's quite difficult to show that as a solo game. So we will only be watching at the 10 here. And then we have here his reconnaissance card that will be added to his deck. And it says he can draw a card when he plays this, and once his turn he can scan any room. I will talk about scanning rooms later. And here we have this symbol, which I will explain later as well. So you can see it's a roll card, only comes when you are the scout. And the second one is this lady here. It's a researcher, and she starts the game with Thirst for Knowledge. Also 5 defense, which is not important in this game, and 9 life points. And her starting roll card is this one, Thirst for Knowledge. So if you play this card, draw cards equal to the current objective number, which will be explained later as well. Okay, so what we will do with these cards, so we take our avatar, put it here in front of us to show who we are and how many lives we have left. They might get wounds later in the game, and then we shuffle their roll card into a deck, a starting deck, which is always the same. We get 5 of these grunts, which we can fight with, and we have 7 of these specialists, which we can use to get more cards or more to help us in our combat. Okay, so that we'll be doing first, and then we go to our next step. Okay, so these decks are shuffled. There are 13 cards here and here. Okay, so next step of the setup is that we shuffle the sergeants and the strikes and put them on their places. So we have here a place for sergeants, and there we have a place for strikes. So let's go get them out of the box. Okay, so this is a strike deck in which there are all these kinds of things that damage you for 1 or for 0 or maybe 2 and even more. So we shuffle this one and put it right over here, and then we have this deck of sergeants, and they're almost all the same, only the difference is this symbol here on the left top. There are 2 of each, if I'm not mistaken. So we shuffle these up and put them right over there on their right place. Okay, so next step is to put the hatchery deck on the board, which is right over there. So these are 14 cards, and we have face huggers and chest bursters here in the deck, and those might come, well, later to mess with us. So let's put those here, and then we go to the next part of the setup, and that's choosing our adventure. So this game has all 4 movies in it, which you can sort out, and then you can play through a movie. Or the other thing you can do is just mix up all the objectives and the locations and see what happens. So I'd love to play a movie for you, and well, let fate decide. There are 4 movies, so there is our 4-sided dice, our die, and let's see what it is. So there we go. So we will be doing the first Alien movie, which probably is the best movie of them all. I'm not sure if it's the best scenario. I like it, so no problem. We do movie 1. So let's get all the cards on the table. Okay, so let's continue this setup. First of all, each movie has its own location, and in this movie the location is the Nostromo. So you might know it from the movie. If not, well, it's this towing vehicle, for a commercial towing vehicle, and well, we will be there to kick some alien behinds. Yes. Okay, so it has all this text that might come in later in the game. What do we have next? We have these 3 objectives we must complete during this game, and it's numbered here 1, 2, and 3. We just put them on top of each other with number 1 on the top, and that will dictate us with what we have to do to continue the game. And we put it here on the objective space. There we go. Okay, next thing we have here is this deck, this big deck. It's quite some cards. Those are the characters, the cards we can buy to get in our deck. So we have to shuffle it and put it right here into the barracks, and later on these characters will come here in the HQ for us to buy. Okay, and then we have to set up this hive deck where all the bad things will come from, and that happens in the next way. First we take the cards that come with objective 3, and we can see that here this is called the perfect organism, and this number 3 tells us it is from the 3rd objective. So we take these cards, we shuffle them, but before shuffling them we have this drone deck, and for each player in the game, so we are playing with 2 characters now, so for each character in the game we take 2 of these randomly and add them to each of the objective decks. So we have this one for objective 3, we have one for objective 2 and one for objective 1. So there will be 6 cards in total from this deck going into the hive deck. So let me do this. So what's happening is we put 2 of these into this, we shuffle it and put it on the hive there. Then we take objective 2 deck, we do exactly the same, so we add 2 drones here and we shuffle them and we put them on top of the cards already in the hive, and then we repeat this process with the objective 1 cards, so we can have this nice settled hive deck. Alright, so I will be doing that and I will be right back. So everything is set up. The only thing that lasts us to do is each player draws his first hand of 6 cards. Yeah, 6 cards in this game. Sometimes it's easy to forget how many cards you can have in certain games, because they all are a little bit different. So we have 6 cards for the scout, and then we have 6 cards for our researcher. Oh, she has all the grunts already. Okay, so there we go. So both have 6 cards. I'll start with the scout because he's on the left side. Something feels good right about that. So first thing we have to do is to see which our objective is, and this time we have the SOS. That's our first objective. So we are going to find both parts of the SOS, which is somewhere in this deck. Okay, so and here is the next thing. So if we get an event out here in the complex, we have to do the rough landing, and the player who is playing at that moment and the next player each draw a strike. Well, we're only with 2 players, so each player draws a strike if this event happens. Then we also have this location, and this location has these hazards on it, and each time a hazard appears in this game, we check how many hazards we have already drawn. So the first hazard we do this, with our second one this, and the third this. So we see that when that happens. Alright, so we have this handy dandy turn order here on the board, which is very useful, and we see what we have to do to start the game. First of all, during your turn, complete the following phases in order, so we don't get to choose. First of all, we have the hive phase, and as it says here, we add a hive card face down to the complex. So there you can see, this is the hive deck. So the first thing we do in our turn is to get the top card here and put it in the first place in the complex, which is the ventilation shaft. So we don't know what this card is already. And you can see this number below each location. So we first need to scan the room to see what's there. And for that we need these claw signs, so this attack value of 4 in this room. So let's see what we must do next. So the second phase is the action phase, where we can play cards from our hand, using them to recruit, scan and fight. So let's do that first. Let's see what our scout here has. So our scout has his own roll card, which is quite nice, and we have these 3 grunts and these 2 scouts. Okay, so that means we can play these cards in whichever order we like, and we can buy cards and fight with them. First of all, I forgot, of course, we have to fill this HQ with cards we could buy. So we put 5 cards here, which we can get in our deck. So what those cards say? So we have, of course, the name, the picture, what they do, and this is the important thing, how much do they cost. So here there's 3, 4, 4, 6 and 4, so they're not too cheap here. At this moment I have these 2 specialists which give 1 credit to buy with, so it's 2 credits, and that's not enough to buy one of those. We also have these sergeants which we can buy randomly, and they cost 3 as well, so we don't have enough for that yet. So, but let's see what we still can do with this hand. So first of all I have this one, so let's play this reconnaissance, which lets me draw a card, and once this turn, whenever in my turn it is, I can scan a room. So first of all I draw a card, it's another specialist which gives me 3 credits to buy now, and I can scan a room if I like. So let's see what's in the ventilation shafts. And we have an egg, yes, this alien egg. So this alien does not move or strike, so it cannot attack us, but it doesn't move as well, it just stays there in the ventilation shaft waiting to hatch. So if we draw an event, we kill this alien and put a face hugger from the hatchery in front of us. So I'll explain that when it happens. We need 3 attack to kill this egg, to destroy this egg before it hatches. So we have this objective of killing that egg. Alright, so let's start doing that. First of all, let's play these 1, 2, 3 grunts, which each gives us 1 attack. So that's 3 attack we have, and we destroy this egg. And the dead enemies, they go here in the dead enemies place. There we go, first kill of the game. And then we still have 3 credits to buy if we play these 3 specialists, which we do. And with that I could buy one of the sergeants, or I might buy this motion detector. And well, it gives us more ability to scan, but it also gives us more things to buy later. So let's get her. This has special things here as well. I'll explain that later when this is happening. So as soon as I buy a card from the HQ, we fill back up to 5 cards. Okay, and then my turn is done. I take all the cards I've played. But let's first do this in the right way. So we have done all the actions. Then we have the strike phase. So every enemy that would be here in the combat zone would try to attack us and give us strikes. There are no enemies there, so nothing happens. And then we go to the cleanup phase, where we discard our hand if we have still cards in our hands, and all the cards we played. And then we draw 6 cards. So I've put all of these cards into the discard pile, and I draw 6 more cards, which is quite easy because there are only 6 cards left in the deck. So let's take them all. And then our turn is done. We go to the researcher here, and the researcher starts again with the hive phase, where we put the top card of the hive face down in the first available room here, the ventilation shaft, and it's time for her actions as well. So as you can see, she's got 4 grunts and 2 specialists, and the specialists will not do her very much good, so we will not be using those this turn, but we are going to use these grunts, all 4 of them. So we play them out of our hands, which gives us 4 attack, and that lets us scan this room. So as you can see, it costs 4 attack to scan the ventilation shafts. It's not easy to get there, of course. And let's see what's in the ventilation shaft. And as you can see, it's another egg. So it doesn't move, but well, it might hunt us later. So she has 2 specialists left. She has nothing to buy with these, so our turn is done. There are no enemies in the combat zone, so no strikes here. And then we discard our hand and draw back up to 6 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Okay, and that was our first round. So I hope you enjoyed this. It's it's a slow start, of course, because we don't have much to do yet. Hope you enjoyed this. Anyway, so I hope you meet me the next time when I play a few more rounds of legendary encounters. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, to comment, to share this, and I see you all in the legendary future. Bye bye.